So, coming to the association that school and parents have, how can schools and parents collaborate more effectively to support child's holistic development?
Yeah, please understand, this is a joint project. You cannot outsource it to the school unless it's a full boarding school. That too, at times, I mean, for some months the kid is at home. It's a joint project. All of you understand power of attorney? Power of attorney किसके पास है? पेरेंट्स के पास या स्कूल के पास? पावर ऑफ अटर्नी आपने स्कूल को दिया हुआ है. ओनरशिप किसकी है? So at the end of the day, you cannot get away by saying school में ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ. You have to do this. And what's happening is, because I said the ecosystem is struggling against the child. Parents, school, exam system, assessments, everything is going against, militating against the child. It is very important that the parents allow the school to educate them even before they educate their children. And when I say educate, I'm not saying you tell them chapter 5 in physics in class 7, not that. Educate them about how the shape of education is taking place. Right? Like they were explaining to me, this school itself used to be a Gujarati medium school, SSC board, then an English medium SSC, then ICSE, now with IBCP. They're evolving, aren't they? Because the world is evolving around them. So the same way, the parents and you all need to be invested in this, because I know in some schools they complain, their people are reluctant to come for parent-teacher meeting, or they're too busy, or they don't come. It's not about on the day of the parent-teacher meeting what happens. The teacher will only show you the report card, ये वो. ये तो बीत गया ना, जो report card आपको दिखाया है. Your interest is कल क्या होगा? So कल क्या होगा के लिए whenever the school creates forums, and I believe they do regularly, but I'm suggesting to them that they should interact with parents more frequently. All of it need not be physical, some of it can be online, in small groups. For you to understand where education is going. For example, you tell me, I'll give the example. You all grew up with this stream selection and silos. You're an art student or a science student or a commerce student or whatever. Today I told you, if you do that with your child, you're finishing that child for tomorrow. Unless usko PhD karna hai, in astrophysics, then let them study. But otherwise, if there has to be interdisciplinary, this need for interdisciplinary change has happened 50 years ago. Okay, there is a change in technology happening. How many of you have a smartphone? All. Which year did you acquire it? Who is the one who said earliest? I got it very early. I got it the day I was born, my grandfather presented. None of you? Yeah, because around 2007-8, all these technologies came together and you got everything in one. Your bank is in one, your calculator is in the same thing, it's also a watch for you, everything. So let me just tell you, which year did YouTube start? जोर से anyone, जोर से बोलो यार क्या, we are taking a guess, who knows? I told you the questions are more important than the answers. Okay, YouTube came in, 2005, you're right. Okay, at that time the founders, the two founders of YouTube, they said, we never expect that there will ever be more than 1 lakh videos ever put on the internet. Today, in 1 second, every day, more than 1 lakh are put up. Okay, when did Uber come?
5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 years now.
Now I think
Okay, Airbnb.
10 years almost.
All around that 2007-8. See, everything got integrated. Suddenly, a lot of stuff came together. There was also an economic crash in 2008. So that forced people to come up with these platforms, which were aggregators. So you didn't have a product. That Uber guy didn't own a single taxi. Airbnb didn't own a single apartment. Okay, but they could connect someone with a need to someone who has a product to offer and didn't know how to connect. All right. So because technology allowed it. Today, if you want to book an Uber, what happens behind the scenes? There is so much happening to trace which all cabs are in the vicinity. Then they'll offer who will be willing to take it, who is willing to go to that destination. So many things are happening behind the scenes. Because technologies all come together. Right? If you're driving anywhere, what is GPS? They can tell you where you are. Because continuously you're being tracked multiple ways. So what is this telling you? That when things come together in its integration, that is the world you started living in. So forget about having this online payment system. Can you imagine a bhajiwala having a phone also 20 years ago? Even one of the big lalas in the mandi, even he will not have. But today every Tom, Dick and Harry has it. So there's a huge democratization of what is available. Same thing is happening with AI now, right? Now, when the trends in AI are coming, it's not a one-time fad that we have to study. We have to see how across the board AI is going to impact us. Are we as parents understanding AI to the extent that the students are being taught AI in schools? Otherwise, there's a disconnect. When the kid leaves school, she was telling me she has about 40 kids in a class. Can that teacher in that one lesson cover everything for every 40 kids' questions? Not possible. So the kid comes home with questions. Whom will they ask? Are you an AI expert? No. Tomorrow somebody has a question in history. You are a history expert? No. Right? But they want to ask you the question, and if you don't have the answer, you say, I don't know, I'll let you know. And it takes 5 seconds today to go online and find an answer. And with your experience and age, in a simple way, you can explain it to the child. It can only happen if you are invested in what the child is doing. Instead of saying, तुमने homework कर लिया कि नहीं? नहीं तो मेरे को स्कूल से मैसेज आएगा. Okay, am I right? Most of us do that. Homework हो गया कि नहीं? पढ़ाई कर ली कि नहीं टेस्ट के लिए? Or you will make them practice some sums or something. That is very peripheral. That's not parenting. Okay, parenting is being invested in what your child is preparing for tomorrow. It's a very tough job, a very slow job. It is not glamorous. It's not a page.
We'll actually request General Kulkarni to start a course on parenting.
No, it's not.
And I'll be the first taker for that course.
In my own life, I've been a horrible parent.
We can't agree to that.
People, no, but then you learn more lessons from failure than success.
True that.
Okay, but luckily I had a wife. So I always tell my kids, they're very much grown up now. I always tell them, I said, look, you people stop behaving like you are children of a single parent. Because luckily they have not got ruined by me. But the fact still remains that as parents, we have to be involved with what the child's worldview of tomorrow is developing. Right? Otherwise we are reacting. Homework hua ki nahi, school ki tayari hui ki nahi. We are going backwards. Okay? I think not enough parents are understanding their role in this. And therefore, in some cases, not all, there is a bit of a confrontation in the attitude between the parents and the schools. In some places, not everywhere, but in some places it happens. They seem to be at cross purposes with each other. Who is going to suffer in this?
The child.
Parents का कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा. If you are not happy with the school, आप बच्चे को कहीं और भेज दोगे. Teachers का कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा स्कूल का. If it's a good school, आप नहीं आओगे, कोई और parent आ जाएगा. Right? But बच्चे का क्या होगा? So it's very important that as parents we invest in what is going to be their future by understanding what is happening, what are they telling them in school. Okay, how many of you have heard of a thing called multiple intelligences? Okay, in America and all, they're very great chaps. They come up with these new things. Now, this came up in the 80s. Okay, that somebody listens by listening, somebody learns by listening, somebody by writing, somebody by speaking, somebody by touching, all sorts of stuff. It's okay. In education, there is more jargon than any other business combined except the armed forces. Okay. But there is a lot of merit in this. Now you will say, my child is an audio learner. My child is a visual learner. In that class of 40, दोनों का कैसे होगा एक अलग-अलग? नहीं होगा ना? Not possible. There has to be some common benchmark. So what happens? To reinforce that child learning, it's not like making him do his homework. You translate what is happening in school, not in the lessons, but in the life lessons that are being taught in school, into their audio style or into their... Okay, let's say you have a child who is, say, challenged, say autistic, but maybe very good with numbers. Okay, the child can tomorrow make a fantastic accountant. Or child may be able to do great work in AI, in modeling and data analysis. So what pays off for a child, it's very important for parents to understand. Second is then a child feeling. Some kid doesn't want to study, just wants to go and play. Okay. So how many nowadays IPL is about to start? How many of you watch IPL? Okay, is in IPL, you have a ground, there's a rope on the side and they put ads and all on it. What is the dimension of that? What is the radius or circumference of that IPL ground? Because it's laid down, by the way, it's not, आज मुंबई में है तो उनकी मर्जी है, कलकत्ता में तो उनकी मर्जी है. No. It's laid down because of the tournament rules. What is the size? I don't want you to know it. I told you it's important to ask the right question. Answers don't matter. But the fact is, can you teach some mathematics lesson to your kid? The kid also, you can tell them, they can sit with you if you don't give them a device on the computer or on the screen and see it. Okay, this is the measurement. Is every ground a perfect circle or are some elliptical? So is some boundary closer than the other boundary? Because here the commentator is saying it. You know, he prefers to hit on this side because it's a shorter boundary. Okay, so you can teach ellipse to the child. You show them a movie like Bend It Like Beckham. You can explain to them tangents and other stuff. Have you realized, will that child develop interest in it? Because he is interested in the football or in the IPL. You are slipping in mathematics into him. Okay. Does the pressure in that football or in a basketball or a volleyball matter? How much pressure you put on it? Or the way it bounces and the way it responds? फर्क पड़ता है नहीं पड़ता है? Everything. If you're playing badminton, the way the shuttle goes, is there ballistics in it or not? The same way rockets are fired. I mean, the science is same. Parabola and all that. And kinetic energy and all that stuff. So the question is this, are we investing in making a child learn through what the child is comfortable with? Because school has to go by syllabus. I mean, beyond the point, they're stuck with the syllabus. You're not stuck with the syllabus, you're stuck with the child. And you can do a lot to encourage the child. You don't have to sit 4 hours with the child to do this. कितनी देर लगती है उसको IPL में या मैथमेटिक्स में उसको चस्का लगने की? See? For example, there's that so-called DRS system. Any of you familiar with cricket or no, none of you? There's that, we decide whether the ball would have hit the stumps or not. Umpire, they do that very thing. Okay. There's a lot of mathematics in it, yeah. Kids love to watch DRS. Don't they say, oh, Dhoni gets the answer right more, I mean, he gets the call right more than others. Why? He's no mathematician, yeah. Okay. But he's understood the concept of how the ball travels and therefore where is it likely to go. You want to be, let's say your child wants to be a cricketer. Everybody will not become a Rohit Sharma in Bombay. But are there other jobs in the ecosystem? Can you be a statistician? Can you be a physio? Right? Can you be a commentator? Can you be an event manager who organizes this damn IPL match? Can you be a logistician who arranges कि आज match होना है, tomorrow the team has to travel to Guwahati, third day they have to go to Chennai? That's also a huge operation. Right or wrong? So even if you're not cricket is your passion, but you're not a die-hard, outstanding cricketer per se, there is so much in the ecosystem. And you can encourage your child to do that because the child is, and through that the child will learn the subjects needed in the school. How many of you have tried this before? Just I'm asking you. So therefore you must be thinking, ये बकवास कर रहा है. Am I right? How many of you are willing to try it? Okay, some at least. Chalo, glad.
So we now move on to the questions that we received from the parents, and Mustafa Gangadwala's mom has raised a question. He's asking us, what can parents do to minimize the feeling of jealousy and unhealthy competition between twins?
Okay. Who is the mother? It's not only between, please sit ma'am. It's not only between twins ma'am, it's between any sibling. Okay, the basic problem is this, and I think women, I see more women in the audience. There used to be a lovely ad many years ago called "Uski साड़ी मेरे साड़ी से सफेद कैसी." होता है कि नहीं? You don't have to be a sibling, you can be a jethani also. Am I right? So jealousy is a very natural human behavior, right? It is nothing wrong with being jealous. The question is, when you are jealous, there are two things. Will you outperform the other person? Or will you pull down the other person? There are two ways. I want to run 100 meters faster than you. Either I sprint faster or I create some obstacle for you. In India, the same generally is that we spend too much time pulling down others than in
So the crab mentality.
Yeah, there's that famous saying, that you go to hell and then they have these big urns in which they have thrown people, and all of them got tight lids on all except the one for Indians. They say, why? They said, iska koi dar nahi hai. Other Indians won't let them come out. No problem. Okay, so we spend too much time as human beings, there's nothing wrong. The other problem with sibling rivalry is two siblings or two twins need not be identical in their interests, in their skills, in their aptitude. Okay. Subconsciously we tend to compare. When they are small kids, do you tend to buy similar clothes for them? Identical clothes? No, I'm just saying, there's a tendency to do that. Is that what they want? You have to ask them. They may be happy. They may be actually happy to say, okay, yeah, we are twins, we wear the same stuff. But they may not. One kid may want blue, one may want green. One may want, a t-shirt. Somebody says, no, I want a collarless shirt. I'm just saying, we don't bother to ask. You say, twin hai, inko yaar, isme differentiation nahi hona chahiye. So we try and give them the same stuff. But actually they're different identities. Seen? So jealousy is nothing to do with twins, it can be with siblings. The other thing we do is we don't realize we pass judgment. कि तुम्हारी हालत देखो, उसको देखो, तुमने देखा है वो सुबह उठ के टाइम से अपने आप उसको उठाना ही नहीं पड़ता, अपने आप उठ जाता है स्कूल के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं. अरे but they are two different people यार. ठीक है. And while walking in we were talking about somebody, she pointed out some very brilliant kid, she introduced me, but he is lazy. I said he'll do very well in life. Why will he do very well in life? Because the lazy child has to get work done somehow.
Oh, he finds his way out.
दूसरों से करवाएगा.
He just finds.
दूसरे से करवाएगा. He's a natural manager in the making, natural owner in the
Pakka
making.
businessman, sir.
Huh?
Pakka businessman.
No, he's the owner in the making. Okay, because he's sharp, but he's lazy. वो दूसरे से काम करेगा.
He actually.
They always find creative ways.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will find their way out. You're
So,
right.
ma'am, don't be worried about their jealousy issues. The worry
yes.
is, are you fostering conformity on them, right? And if there is some differences between them, are you drawing comparison? Our biggest problem is we always compare. See?
So sometimes it naturally comes out. See, he has done his stuff. Before even I ask him to do it. And you are just sitting. So sometimes very...
I know that. So we have to work on ourselves, ना? आप बच्चों को तो आप बिल्कुल उसका, you are like a कुम्हार, उसके आप बिल्कुल बढ़िया shape दे रहे हो sculpture. और खुद का तो आप ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हो. It happens. That's the bigger problem. This comparison.
Conscious efforts.
We have to work very hard to make sure we don't do this. There is a tendency to compare without realizing it, right? And the moment there is comparison, one comes out negative compared to the other. उसको देखो, उसका कबर्ड देखो, उसके कबर्ड नीटली उसने सामान रखा हुआ है. तुम्हारा देखो इधर पूरा गदर किया हुआ है. You agree? We don't realize it. हाँ, तुम भी क्यों नहीं ठीक रखते हो? If you can get that child to ठीक रखना, that's a good thing. But to say do it because the other guy has done it, you are asking for trouble.
I think, sir, it's a very good question because it's not just about twins, but he's trying to cater to all the sibling issues. The same thing applies to us when even we have quite an age difference between two, but we tend to compare them in some way or the other. And comparison, sir, is in no way good.
I'll tell you, I once had in Jaipur two brothers. So one of their kids was studying, the other brother's kid came up for eligible. We started only from grade 4, so that child which felt was not ready, we said usko all तैयारी करो because boarding school tough life. अगले साल तैयारी करके भेजो. The mother came and cried in my office. Who? Not the mother of the child who was seeking admission, the other lady, the other brother's wife, the sister-in-law. I said, why are you crying? Your kid is already here. She says, sir, you don't understand. We live in a joint family in Jaipur. मेरे को ताना वाली तुमने अपने बच्चे को तो डलवा दिया. हमारे साथ जाती हो रही है. So he says, for God's sake, take this kid. उसको जैसे भी है उसको अगले साल repeat करा देना. But इसको ले लो. I said, you spend so much money in our school. He said, doesn't matter, sir. वो सब हो जाएगा. But please take this child. Because within the family also, it was not only restricted to the children, to the adults also, there was this sense of comparison. So we don't realize it and we are putting pressure on the child. Now imagine when that cousin came in. Would he have had a happy experience or not? Definitely not. So we have to be super careful with that kid to see that know where the two of them. Then they said, इनको एक ही boarding house में रखना साथ में, दोनों भाई बहन. I said no, इनको मैं अलग रखूँगा. Because if they are together, one of them will get harmed. Psychologically, one will get harmed. They have to be separate. Let them live in their own environments and they'll flourish. And I used to, if there were two siblings, I never allowed them in the same boarding house. People say, sir, they're grown up together. मैंने कहा इनकी शादी भी साथ कराओगे क्या आपस में? They have to, will they go to the same college? Will they have the same course? So I said, no, let them, you're sending them to become independent to a boarding school. Let them go independent, and yet they're together. I mean, they're around in the same campus. Seen? So, as I keep saying, it's the parents unwittingly who put restraint on our own children. We say we want them to flourish, we want them to grow. Don't we all say? Go, chase your dreams. The last time I have seen this was on screen once in a movie where that guy famously, Shah Rukh Khan says, huh? Ja, some bhag, something, whatever he says to that girl. Huh?
So
right?
you look like that fellow Amrish Puri only.
I am like that. By the way, Amrish Puri was a very learned man, let me tell you.
He certainly was.
So if he says I'm like him, maybe I'm learned.
So you are.